Okay, how are you guys? You're from Italy, right? You're from Italy? Yes? Yes.
Welcome to the Alfred Hayosh National Swimming Stadium. We have reached quarterfinals day in the women's water polo, and we had something we haven't seen since we arrived in Hungary about 2 weeks ago. Rain. The rain, however, has cleared, and that is how the Alfred Hayosh Swimming Stadium looks right now, because the clouds are parted, the sun is out, and it's getting very warm again. 27 degrees at the moment in Margaret Island, where we are for the first of 4 games in the women's water polo quarterfinals. First up, it will be the Italians against the French. Italy so far unbeaten, though they did drop a point against Canada. That's the schedule for today. Italy, France, USA, Spain, Greece, Netherlands, and there will be a big roar, and actually a big game. Could be a real cracker, that last game, the late game today, Australia against Hungary in this very stadium. Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what Italy have. As I mentioned, unbeaten so far, though they did drop a point against Canada. France have had the extra game because they had to come through the crossovers, and it was a very narrow squeak. They came through 14-13 against New Zealand. They trailed for a large part of that game, and it was towards the end that they just got their noses in front. Very tight it was, and New Zealand had a good chance right at the end to tie the game, and then it went to the extra shots, and it was France who came out on top by 5-4. Well, Italy in the past have been extremely successful in women's water polo. Not quite so much recently. This is their results up to this stage, with a tie against Canada to start off with, and they won in a corker against Hungary, and then they overwhelmed Colombia 31-5. France have had, as I mentioned, an extra game. So it's been a loss-win situation for them so far, and that penalty shootout against New Zealand in the last round. As mentioned, Italy have quite a good pedigree, but you have to go back to the early part of this century for that. Champions of the Olympics in 2004. Here are our officials for today: Ellen Pancho of Canada and Maro Savinovic of Croatia will be the officials looking after this one. So for the anthems, and as they will be billed on the score sheet, France are the away team. Italy getting home advantage by virtue of having the better lead-in. France, 6th time in the World Championships, weren't here last time around. They were 11th in 2017. And their best performance is going to go back to 1991, 1994 for that. They were 9th in that tournament. Never made top 8, so there will be an improvement this time round because they made the quarterfinal stage. They will also have one of the older competitors. I'm sure she won't mind me saying that. Or maybe she will, but it's a fact. 36-year-old Louise Guillet is their captain. We'll see her shortly. First, the introductions with the goalkeeper, Chloe Vidal, who will wear number 1. Probably likely to be the backup goalie. They've gone with Anne Collard for the most part. Estelle Millau is number 2. Gabrielle Fitter, number 3. Wearing 4 will be Camilla Bullock-Barkey. And here comes the legend, and she's a legend in French water polo, Louise Guillet. Not much she hasn't seen, or indeed done in the sport. Kahena Benlekbir is number 6. And here comes one of the younger players. They've got quite a collection of 20-year-olds, 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds actually as well, France. So they're building for the future with Aurélie Batu, one of the older players. 7 goals, by the way, for Daluin, who we just saw, but their top scorer overall is the next one to come out. Emma Vanu, number 9. 8 goals for her in the competition so far. Vivian Baya is number 10, followed by Kamil Freda Savlevich. She'll be wearing 11. And yet to score a goal in the competition. She hasn't had much full time so far. Audrey Doyle has had a bit more, and she has 3 goals to her name. Well, they lost by 10 to Spain, lost by 11 to Greece. But they thumped Thailand, and as we mentioned, came out on the right end of the scoreline against New Zealand. So they have the extra game to prepare. There is their coach, Emilia Peugeot. Now the Italians. 6th in 2019. They were 3rd back in 2015, so they'll definitely be hoping for a last 4 place, and they are the favourites coming in on this one. Elora Tiani is the goalkeeper who will come out first. Again, she's not their first choice. Their first choice is the number 13. We'll get to her shortly. Chiara Tabani will wear number 2 on her cap. Claudia Marletta is the Italian number 3, and you can see there's a fair sprinkling of Italians on the far side. Looking for the French contingent, actually can't see any of them. I'm sure they're sprinkled in somewhere, but the Italians are here in number. That's Avenio, who's the number 4 for Italy. Elisa Chirolo has the number 5 cap. I think they're waiting for Domitilla Picozzi, should be out shortly. Sofia Giustini is number 6. And here's the one they've been waiting for, up in the stands, Domitilla Picozzi, the number 7. Roberta Bianconi is the Italian number 8. Giulia Imolo is their left-handed shooter, so watch out for that. And I'll make a big point of this, but it does give them an extra option, as it does with France and Juliette Dallois. There's Valeria Palminieri. Giudita Gallardi will be the number 11. 4 goals to her name so far. Julia Villacava has cap number 12, and here comes their first choice goalie. Normally, can't see there's one that might change it today. Katerina Bankeli is number 13. So, next thing we need to do in here will be the anthems, first of France and then of Italy. We're about 6 minutes away from the start of the first quarterfinal of the Alfred Hayosh National Swimming Stadium. Here come the anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem of France. ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of Italy.
I just wish I knew the words. The Italian national anthem, following the French national anthem, two stirring and very passionate anthems to get them readied and prepared for the first of the women's water polo quarterfinals. As I mentioned, the rain has disappeared. Not quite cloudless blue sky, but it's very warm, it's very humid. It is 27 degrees in Budapest. And Italy will have their eyes on finishing better than 6th, which is where they were in both 2019 and 2017. They have improved, not back to the standards of their Olympic champions in Athens, but definitely on the comeback trail. And they've got a good mix. Got some experience, quite a few returning from South Korea, from Gwangju. And they're just bloody a few new ones. Actually, 27 is their team average, which is higher than quite a few, but there are a few new players just filtering in. There is the Italian coach, Carlo Filippo. It must be great to be in the French team with the experience they have. So, yeah, 6th last time for Italy and 6th in 2017 as well. Here's the French lineup. A very young goalie, who they will not put to the sword today, I don't think. But look, Barkey is a new addition, and she's been a good one. She's contributed 4 goals already, and Emma Vernou, what a find she has been. The 18-year-old has already scored 8 and is the leading scorer on the French team. Emilien Bougeot is there with his... So he's back to us, but he's right in the middle of that group. So they do have all the experience from the captain, Louise Guillen. They'll need it all today. The 36-year-old will have to try and guide them through what could be some quite choppy waters if they're going to provide an upset. 11th place at the last World Championships that they competed in. And 9th is the best they have in all the World Championships. So they've gone above and beyond that, making the last 8 here. So a big step forward for French water polo. Yeah, my computer is right. It is 27. And Italy will be wearing the white caps. France, I suppose it's only right they should be wearing the blue, and they are. For this one, Elin Penchot and Maro Sabinovic will be the 2 officials from Canada and Croatia. And we are now to the proper knockout stage where there are medals attached. There will be classification games, of course, but in terms of progression to the medal round, this is where it really starts for these 2. There's a ball which will change. There'll be a new water polo ball in 2023. The last World Championships will play with this particular one. And then Penchot will make sure everybody's lined up properly for the first sprint, which can commence with Italy coming from the left, France from the right. And although the first hand, I think, was on it from a French player, Italy will get the possession, and they'll get it with Marletta to Picozzi. First foul, but that's not going to be an exclusion foul. Picozzi, just a few early little taps on the Italian players, but nothing worthy of an exclusion yet. Is there going to be a shot? Very often from the sprint, there's not much comes from it. Maybe there will be for the Italians. They're, well, holding down is what the referee is indicating. Italian player on the French player. That was Palmieri, she said, was doing a little bit too much work under the water. So it's back with, well, for the first time, with the French. Looking for her to get it into a central position, but there's what we do know about the Italian men and women. Defensively, they are very, very sound, and they will probably employ a press where they'll keep one player quite high to stop the advancement. Look for our first one. Imolo comes back off the woodwork, and we saw an awful lot of that in the late men's games last night. The crossbar and the post getting quite a whack. French looking to formulate something properly for the first time. He didn't get very close last time. Daniel, their left-handed shooter. I thought she'd be better placed on the other side, but that's where she is right now. Shot clock is drifting down inexorably and runs out. They only have 30 seconds, and they didn't construct that play particularly well. I'm not quite sure why the left-handed shooter is where she is, but they may well alternate that as it goes. That's a really nice play. That's much better from the Italians. Much, much better. Giustini puts them on the board, and that is kind of what I expected to see more of from the Italians, and they take the lead. Minute and 43 into the game. Lovely little lob where the goalie wasn't. The ball was. First strike to the Italians. Maya for the French. Now with Milo. Back to Maya again. Milo just can't take it at the first time of asking. How close can they work it in? They have a player right in there in Dahl, but they can't get it to her yet. Guillet. They come back around. They're going to get a shot at all away in this 30 seconds. Well, that's a very tame effort. That's the kind of save that Bankeli will make every single minute of the game. They haven't tested her as yet. Imolo. Left-handed shooter looks up to see who is where and who she can give it to. No exclusions, or not yet. And that's actually a very good save, nearly winning off the... she took a bit of a whack there on the head, but I think she's okay. Is Anne Collard. So look at that. So, yeah, all good. No worries in that department. Now, the French have not really, as yet, tested the Italian goal. They're not going to get a chance. There's another bit of holding down, spotted by the referee. And it's Louise Guillet who creates the turnover foul this time. Marletta, another quick transition from the Italians, which they're so good at when they're playing well. Imolo. Marletta couldn't find a way through. There were too many bodies, including the outstretched arm of Vivian Bayer. And it's a cagey kind of opening, first 3 minutes and 20. French just not finding a route to goal as yet. Maybe it's coming now with Danua. Guillet. Guillet is aiming as if to shoot, puts it into an area where it'll immediately get pounced on by two Italians, but that will be an exclusion for the Italian number 7. Yeah, it is 7. It's Picozzi. So here comes the 6-on-5. Extra 20 seconds on the shot clock. Guillet. Danua. Oh, no, they've wasted that. But they're going to get... Oh, it was a touch. According to the referee, there was a touch. from Bankeli, so they'll get an extra 20. And it's going to be... we need new balls, what we need. Referee having a chat to the stats bench. The time, well, there's another exclusion come up on the scoreboard. Wait for that to be clarified because it's gone back to 20, and it looks like an exclusion on the outside. Oh, is it a penalty? Yeah, a lot of confusion. I think it's going to be a French penalty. It is. So France have a penalty, and their captain, Louise Guillet, has a chance to put them level midway through the first, and that's exactly what she does. Guillet right into the corner. A little bit of uncertainty from the officials as to what that should be. Penalty resulted, and goal number 8 of the tournament for the French captain. Louise Guillet right into the corner off the post. So 1-1. That's a real meaningful attack. Is a penalty shot. Penalty goal for the French. Maybe this will be a little bit more competitive than perhaps it looked on paper. Tabani, Pirolo, Marletta. Good rotation. Is there a shot? There is. There's your answer. And there's your goal from Giustini, who's done it again. Back-to-back goals for the Italian number 6. And she knows precisely where that corner is. She's filled it twice now. Giustini, lovely shot right into that extreme bottom corner. Exclusion coming for the Italians. They are losing Giustini. It's been so key for them in terms of goal scoring so far. Can the French, no, well, as I was about to say, can the French make something of this 6-on-5? They've wasted plenty of seconds already. Danua, that's what gives a coach grey hairs. It really does. You got a 6-on-5 and you don't get a shot away. You've been given that extra 20 seconds to construct something and you fail to do so. Italy with Imolo, swimming in. The left-handed shooter looking. Quite a weak shot in the end. Easily saved by Anne Koller. Here the Italians saying avanti, avanti. It's the French start to bear down on that goal, but they're quite a way out yet. Milo. Can they get it right into the area for a shot? No, they can't. And another exclusion for the Italians. They're going to lose. Oh, no, that's not going to count as a goal. There's a bit of holding down going on inside. Turnover foul on Buluk-Baki. So even though the ball's in the back of the net, foul was committed before the shot. Remains at 2-1. So he's still in control. Ooh, couldn't quite take it, Avenio. We'll now have a chance from long range. Tabani. Slightly different creation of the shot. Well read by Anne Koller. Remains 2-1 into the last 2 minutes of the first. That's a good pass, which she almost managed to take now because she centre it. She's got a couple of really good options, including the outstretched hand of Buluk-Baki. Well, she wasn't quick enough to get it. Oh, that's brilliant! What a goal that is from Emma Vanu. We can see that she is a real star for the future. The youngest player on the team scores again. And that is her first, but collectively, it's her 9th of the tournament. And that's a terrific shot. Look how many bodies are in the way there. And she finds a way through. 2-2, and Vanu at her best. Wow. That was a goal out of absolutely nothing, and a brilliant goal it was too. Bianconi. Bianconi again. Well, hasn't got the option she wants, hasn't got the route to goal that she wants anyway. Marletta will get a bit closer in. That's very, very clever. Very clever from Claudia Marletta. That was really the only option that she had, to be absolutely honest. There wasn't much happening around her. And whilst it might have been a desperation, it was a very well taken effort. And Italy get their noses in front yet again by 3-2. Fitter. Guillet, captain, looking to see how she can set this up. She'll have to involve Fitter again. It's back to the captain, to Guillet. A couple of times the French players have not been able to take it, and there's a bit of a foul going on involving Emma Vanu. So that will be a turnover foul, and Italy will have possession back with 42 on the clock. Bianconi, you got to try and walk this, swim it in, not walk it in, but swim it in, because you're not allowed to touch the bottom of the pool, so swim it in would be the appropriate phrase. Ball distributed long. Not much time for the French to construct something. They're not going to waste any time. 15 remaining on the game clock. There's just no options at the moment. Who wants to show for this one? Maybe it's 5, maybe it's not. And that will be the end. Oh, that was nearly a sneaky one right at the end, where the Italians thought, well, goalie's out of position, let's launch it long, and well, hit the woodwork and came back out. But very entertaining first 8 minutes, very entertaining. And yeah, she even made the save there, so it was a bit closer than I thought. But the end of 8 minutes play, first of the quarterfinals, has reached the end of the first period. It's Italy 3, France 2. So far, goal for Marletta, 2 for Giustini, and the French have one penalty goal scored by Louise Guillet and Emma Vanu. What a great goal that was. Sound surprised, she's very young, still making her way, 18 years of age, her first World Championships, and she looks like she really belongs. Good invention from the Italians, especially with that little lob. Giustini makes teammates applaud. That was the game's best goal for me. Emma Vanu, she was a long way out. Actually, that foreshortened angle doesn't camera shot doesn't really tell you how far out she was with that. There were quite a lot of bodies in and around the front of the goal, but she got there. Italians have had more shots, 9 of them to the French's 5. 3 have found their target, and France with that penalty shot, of course, as part of their 2. All right, second sprint to come. Italians will be coming from the left, French on the right. Second 8 minutes about to commence. Here comes the sprint, the swim off, if you like, to get things underway. And it is the Italians with Bianconi, who picking up again. Serves the water goes Marletta. Bianconi. Marletta. Bianconi. I mean, game between themselves at the moment. Is there anybody a bit further in? There isn't. A bit of fouling being done by the Italians, and it's Gallardi with that foul. Guillet Oh, she might think about doing this all herself because there weren't too many options, to be honest, but we'll have to just rotate it a little bit more with Dahl. Trying that pass out to the right hasn't really worked so far and won't work this time either because that'll be blocked by Bankeli. It's a fairly straightforward block for the goalie of her experience and her ability. There's going to be an exclusion for Radosavljevic, I think. Number 11, no, actually number 12 it is, Dahl. So 6-on-5 for the Italians. We're setting it up nicely, but not nicely enough. I thought they could just poke it home. They couldn't. As Anne Collard was right where she needed to be in the center of the goal, and the French can swim away with it. Milo, plenty of open water out there. Just gives a pass to herself and just advances it a bit further, but the time clock is running down rapidly and they need something. Well, that's going to be an exclusion for the Italian. Number 7. Picots going. In fact, number 8, sorry. Can't read the figures. Bianconi, who ultimately went. So on the foul situation. Chiarolo's got a couple. She's the only one who's in foul trouble so far. That's off the bar. No touch from the goalie, so that will still be French possession. Collard, that's a bit of a risky pass, which is recovered by Danua. Milo. Comes the French advance is very, very slow. Look how deep they are already with very, very few seconds to go, but it doesn't matter because the end result is, of course, from their star player, and she is turning out to be a real star player for them. Emma Vanu brings up double figures for the tournament, brings up 2 on the day, and probably more important in the grand scheme of things, brings France back level at 3-3. 2 absolute cracking goals from the French number 9. Well, I thought it was quite a ponderous build-up, but you know what, when you've got a player of her quality and caliber, she can create something out of pretty much nothing. Italians have a one-on-one chance, and lovely block by Anne Collard. That will mean a 20-second reset for the Italians. Giustini. That bottom corner looks quite inviting. Marletta. Ooh, fake shoot. And, well, she was hoping it might be palmed in by Tabani, but that's, from a French point of view, obligingly arrived with Anne Collard, who does distribute it quickly this time to Guillet. They go from one side of the pool to the other. Guillet is on the left, and that's just going to just move away from the French forward. Remains at 3-3. 3-2 it was. We only had 1 goal in this second period so far. There's going to be an exclusion. No, it looks like number 6, yeah. I'm getting used to seeing the referee's hand signals now, and also another signal to indicate a goal, which this time goes to Silvia Avegno. Italians back in front again, 4-3. It's that nip and tuck kind of game, and well, short side perhaps. Collard will feel she did not as much as she could have done to stop it, but 4-3 it is to the Italians. At the moment, this period is shared in terms of goals. We've only had the 2. Vanu working deep this time. She's not going to shoot from there, is she? I think she believes she can do pretty much anything, and who would doubt her? Bayer gets the ball back to a goalie. Quickly distributed to Picozzi. Oh, that's a nasty one. To arch the back to try and get hold of it. She does that. Marletta hits the post. .335 remaining in the second. Out comes Colour a little bit further. Well, she hasn't distributed it yet, and they had, what, 13 seconds with inactivity, which doesn't give them long to set things up now. Vanu, going quite deep. She's having to swim back. She knows the ball's going to come back in the direction of the French goal. Just wasted too many of those 30-second opportunities of France so far. They could have their noses in front. Picozzi, this looks, well, looked pretty good, and is pretty good ultimately. Italians score again through Avegno, her second. And there's now a little chasm between them. A couple of goals, a couple of quick goals too from the Italians has given them the advantage. And another player who goes to 10 in the tournament is Silvia Avegno. Players smiles on the Italian bench. They'll be happy to have a little bit of breathing space over France, who are keeping them very closely marked for a while. Dahl. Oh, that's been thrown away. And shot clock is down at 11. With Bahia. Another foul committed, and a shot, and a good save. That's a very, very powerful shot, and a very firm hand on the ball from Bankeli. Bianconi, a long way out. For what, 9 seconds to go on the shot clock. That seemed to run by very quickly. Need to get it into that area for shooting. There's going to be an exclusion for the French. Number 10. That's Bahia will go. There's yellow card for her, and more importantly, that 20-second exclusion gives the Italians the extra player. They're going to make enough of it. Good chance of the shot. Here comes it, and it's off the post and away to safety. That will be French possession. As back into the game comes the extra French woman. And that's Arado Zaljevic who will pick it up on right wing. Nobody really picked her up. I'm going to go deep again with Danua. Guillet. Obviously, she got, one thing she hasn't got is a lot of time. And the Italians swarm all over it, but that will be, yeah, the Italian coach not happy with that call. But time will run out anyway, so there's nothing much the French could do about it. Well, again, holding down, and there's going to be exclusion for Danua. I think that's probably a second. So starting to rack up a little bit in terms of potential foul trouble as the ball is placed into the net for the hat-trick for Sofia Giustini. She scored half the goals and has made the scoreline look very different from where it was early in this period. Giustini having the chance because the French were reduced in number, and in the corner it goes, and 6-3 it becomes. Now, what have the French got in reply? That's for the moment is not a great deal yet, but they've got 14 seconds on the shot clock. Back with Batu. Well, that's into no woman's land. And will be palmed back to Caterina Bankeli. Picozzi. There's 4 goals to a name prior to today. That's going to be a foul and potential exclusion. Yeah, exclusion it is. And pull back with the Italian, 6-on-5. Girolo likes it. Giustini likes it too. She likes it very much because that's her 4th. She's the Italian goal machine today. 4 out of 4. She's not missed a single attempt. They've all been pretty much planted in the bottom corner. That was short side this time. Well, that's been a very productive second quarter for the Italians. Didn't look like it was going to be early stages when the French scored. And it was 1-1 for a while, but then Sofia Giustini says, well, I'll take control here. Just leave it to me, and they did. And she has scored 4 of their 7, and Italy seemingly on their way to the semi-finals at the moment anyway. They lead France by 7-3 at half-time. Always amazing how one player can suddenly transform a game. Thought we might see that with Emma Vanu on the French team. That is the Italian number 6, who has just turned this game right around. It was very nip and tuck. It was 3-3 at the beginning of that. France scoring the first goal of the second period to make it 3-3, but since then, it's been all Italian pressure. 4 goals unanswered, which is why they have that 7-3 advantage going into the second half. That was a terrific goal. Terrific couple of goals from Emma Vanu, to be honest. The 17-year-old, soon to be 18, looked immaculate. And coaches enjoyed watching what she's doing, but it's been short-lived, though, because the Italians have come back. Well, I should say Sofia Giustini has come back. It's all been about her. There's an important save, and then it'll all be about Giustini from here on in on the highlights. 4 out of 4 for her, 2 out of 2 for Avenio. And the Italians are getting their shots in. They're getting their shots in well. That's the important thing. 19-11 in terms of shots, 7-3 in terms of conversions. Just that one penalty shot taken by Louise Guillet for France. Italy won both sprints. Personal fouls, about the same. Only one player potentially in foul trouble is Elisa Girolo. Bankeli has made 8 of 11 stops. They haven't had anywhere near as many shots as they should have done with the possession they've had. Collard with a 50% save percentage. 3-2 first period, 4-1 second, 7-3 at half-time. Changed ends, of course, with the Italians now coming from the right. French on the left. Is it going to be sprint number 3 won by the Italians? Yes, it is. Bianconi for the Italians. Maybe just trying to set things up a slightly different way. They've scored goals all into the corner. There's going to be a exclusion for Dalua. That's 8, it's Patu. And there's another. There is another. Not this time scored by Giustini, but scored by Chiara Tabani. Italian number 2 takes her tally in the tournament 7 and opens up her account today. First of the goals she scored from 2 attempts. And they're all going into that corner, aren't they? Was that corner at one end and the corner at the other end. They're not putting anything central. They're picking their spots pretty well. Biggest lead of the game for the Italians, 5. Here's with Dahl. Fakes to shoot, so too does Bahia. And that's going to just be thrown away. French coach getting a little bit annoyed. They're not picking their chances particularly well. Giustini, who's absolutely on form today. No stopping Giustini at all. Every single time she picks her spot and she finds the corner. And 5 out of 5. Giustini, if we were using football parlance, we could say she's on fire, and she most certainly is today in the heat of Budapest. Another one for the Italian number 6. Well, it's not quite a one-woman show, but it's kind of turning out that way with Giustini being the form she is. French a bit shell-shocked because they were level begging at the beginning of the second period at 3-3, but 6 unanswered goals now by the Italians. And that's not going to help matters either. Palmed away comfortably 2. Just haven't had the degree of either accuracy or invention that the Italians have had. Here she is again. They must be quaking in their metaphorical boots when Giustini comes forward. Marletta away from Tabani, but she reclaims it. Tabani, great rotation, right into Gagliardi's position. But she's not able this time to find a way past Anne Collard. And French with Milo. We'll swim forward and then look up and see, oh, who's there? Who can I get a pass to? She hasn't got anybody close range, so she has to go back to her captain, Guillet, and then an attempt from Benlek-Beer goes over. And this is where you despair as a coach, isn't it? Well, everything was going well. They were following the drills. They were level at 3 apiece. And then all of a sudden, it's been bang, 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 bang. 9-3. Giustini again. Avegno this time. And she goes to 3. That'll be a hat-trick for Avegno. And Italy go to double figures. Well, what it will allow Carlo Salipo to do is use those who've not had quite as much game time as the others as that lead extends. 7 unanswered now for the Italians. Milo. Hello, Savljevic. Milo. Danua. Again, the shot clock's going to disappear. It's 3 seconds. No shot. No shot coming in. Again, that 30 seconds has expired. Well, they went through that little patch where they were matching the Italians. pass for pass and goal for goal, but that seems a long time ago now. It's with Picozzo. Let's see. Right-handed to Marletta, picks her spot. And Marletta becomes another multiple goal scorer for the Italians today. Her second, and there's going to be a timeout called by the French. I think that Emilia Bujo has seen enough, because they are unraveling rather quickly. Let's see what he has to say about the whole affair.
On abandonne quand on perd la balle. On fait que de prendre des contre-attaques. Les points, il faut se bouger. D'accord? Il faut mettre du rythme sur les passes. On est sur le dos, on jette les balles. D'accord? Battez-vous pour aller prendre l'espace plus vite. Mordez-leur dedans. Arrêtez de subir là. Allez, allez, allez.
Well, there's no way that was going to be a cheery timeout. The way things have gone from 3-3 to 11-3. 8 in a row scored by the Italians. And to be fair, in that time, the French have barely had a shot on net. Radosevljevic will try and change all that, or at least start the construction to change all that. Passing's been okay, but it's nearly never really got into that 2-meter area where they can do some damage. And it's back with the Italian goalie. And they've changed their goalie because it's now Laura Tiani in net for them. Italians just playing it around at will and scoring at will too. Giulia Viacava is the latest name on the score sheet, and it's looking rather lopsided now. Italy have gone into a different gear, and 12-3. There's still quite a bit of a third to go. For the moment, they are invincible. Now will be 9 unanswered goals. Vanu, who looks so good with her too, and gave the French a lot of hope early on. Not quite sure why she's playing so deep, because she has been the most likely to score, and she's basically setting the play up there. Can't just be trying to keep the numbers down, surely, because she has been the one to both create and score so far. And that's happening for French at the moment. Picozzi. She knows where she wants to put it, and she puts it exactly where she wants it. That corner is getting filled time after time after time, and that now becomes 10 goals in a row for the Italians. From 3-3, it's now 13-3, and it's becoming a bit of an Italian avalanche. Who can stop the rot? I'll tell you, I can't from there. And again, the Italians are not forgetting their defensive duties either, and that's good. It'd be quite easy to say, well, we can outshoot you anyway, and that's onto the top of the net, not inside it. But that's what the coach will be delighted with. Yeah, they scored loads at one end, but defensively they've been very sound recently. They've not conceded any in this quarter so far, with getting on for 6 minutes gone. That won't count. Whistle had gone prior to the shot from the captain. So about 8-9 seconds to distribute the ball. Now they need to take somebody forward. Now they have started to move a couple of their key players forward. including Danua. She's out on right wing. Bahia. Oh, will that count? I think it's going to. From Guillet. Just checking that's Guillet because she's submerged at the moment. Came out of absolutely nothing. Oh, that was helped back into territory, and that was Guillet right at the base of the post to put it away. So Guillet does get her second, matches Emma Vanu. Bit lucky, a bit fortuitous, but they'll take anything they can get right now. Marletta. Venio. Oh, yeah, that was a little bit telegraphed. You can't take the French for granted, and that's what Milo will be thinking, right? I read that intention, and pretty early on too. Milo. There's Ben Lecbeer. Milo is going to be an exclusion for the Italian number 9. So Imolo is going to go. 6-on-5 for France. Well blocked by Gilardi. And that'll be a 20-second reset. Is there going to be a timeout? No, there isn't. As the French look to get a shot in. They need something. They've got the 6-on-5, and that was quite tame. Quite tame. Straight at the goalie. To be fair, she covered the angle pretty well, but they had that player advantage and weren't able to take it. We're into the last 35 of the third quarter. So Picozzi. Imolo. That ball falls kindly to Bulak-Baki. And Kala can get it out to Milo. Swims forward, thinks about the shot, and thinks again. Turns, spins. She might only have that option left to her now as the shot clock and game clock go down to 0. And that is a very, very impressive period for the Italians. French did score 1, but in response, the Italians have scored 6 and have, I'd say, more than 1 foot in the semi-finals now. Italy lead France at the end of 3 quarters by 13-4. Well, it has been the Sofia Giustini game so far. 5 goals from her, but that's not to overlook the hat-trick from Avenio and a couple from Marletta as well. And what a transformation, because 3-3, it was a very competitive game. Then Italy pulled away a little bit in the second quarter, but then 6-1. 10 unanswered goals, taking it from 3-3 to 13-3. And just that one response in the third quarter from the French. So it was a very tight game. Could have gone any which way. Inexorably now it's heading towards an Italian last 4 place. What support there is in here today. Here's mainly Italian. I'm looking around for some French support. There's a little pocket, but the Italians are vociferous and very visible. 13 from 26, shot efficiency up to 50. Look at the difference in shots too, 19 to 26. Italians have nearly always made a shot count when they've gone forward. And they've made the sprints count. Pretty much all the stats look good from their point of view. Well, it's a damage limitation thing now, surely, for France. Not to let Italy run away with it too much. Last sprint. Last swim off. And it will be actually the French who get that one. French will actually come up with the ball this time. Going from left to right. Bahia. Oh, in danger of throwing that one away. She manages to reclaim it. Dalua. How long on the shot clock? 7 seconds. Nothing's happened yet, is it? They're virtually the same position they were when they started. That's a deflection off the shot from Mio, and that will count. And Mio will open her account for the day. And in fact, that's her 6th of the tournament. And like they did in period number 2, they score first. Italy with the white caps. Chiarolo. They've kept Giustini at bay for a while. I'm just checking if she's out there. She is out there. She's in that 6. And there she is, right on cue. Shot goes wide from Bianconi. Oh, hasn't scored yet. He has distributed the ball relatively quickly this time. There's something positive in the French mindset this time, potentially from Bahia. Back to the French number 10, who shows. Again, they're trying to find a way into the corner, and they do. Now, where has this French team come from? Guillet's hat-trick, by the way. The captain gets her 3rd. And they've scored the opening 2 of this last quarter. Now, it would be an amazing comeback if it were to happen, but they've given themselves just the outside chance. We're going to have a player who needs to just do a little readjusting because she's lost her cap. It's all in position, so they have the cap within the cap or over the cap, and Tabani is back fully dressed. A couple of very quick goals from the French. I don't think that's going to disconcert the Italians too much, but it's made the score look as impressive as it was. Well, to get Giustini involved, and she's right there. Nobody's really keeping a close eye on her. They'll go close instead, and they'll pop it in with Tabani, who had a slight readjustment of her headgear a few moments ago. Well, she's got a head on, most definitely, with goal number 8 in the tournament and goal number 14 of the game for the Italians. And about as close range as you'd like to see. She wasn't going to miss from there. Little spurt the French put on has now come to an end. Look, Barkey for them. Goes central. The Italians are pulling the French out of position, though. They can't get a good look. Mio, and that will be a save. Oh, what's this? Yeah, that's going to be okay. It's not going to be a reset. Quick distribution to Avenio. Oh, look who's there. Look who's there to pop it in. And Giustini yet again. You just know when she gets the ball, 2 meters, 3 meters, 4 meters, chances are you know where it's going to end up. And there she is once again. Little lob. Does the trick. Lead back up to 9. Ball behind Dan Yuan. Return shooter. Again, having to play it behind the front line. Let's just have an option. It might have to be a quick release here, a quick turnaround and release. 8 seconds on the shot clock, and it's coming down rapidly. They're not going to get a shot away, are they? They do, and that's kept out by the Italian number 2. Nearly a very quick distribution to Chiarolo then, but yes, easy pickings for Bianconi this time. And she becomes the 7th different goal scorer. Six from Giustini, 2 from Tabani, 2 from Marletta, 1 from Picozzi, 1 from Viacava. They're all getting in on the act, pretty much. Mio. Dahl. 50-50 ball won by the French, and that's going to be too long in the area. Turnover foul, in fact, from Mio. Viacava. Picozzi. And Gilardi can't turn. There's going to be an exclusion for the French, and that means an Italian timeout. And Carlo Filippo is going to talk to his troops and work out exactly how they might find a way through to the French goal, which has been pretty easy for them for the most game.
Giulia 2, Domitilla facciamo 3 con la mancina. Elisa, no, aspetta.
Dai raga.
Giulia sul palo 5. Domitilla vai tu a 1. Elisa vai tu sul palo 6. Ok, fai tu il trasferimento del palo. E tu entri sul palo, da 1 entri sul palo 5, sul palo 6, scusa. Guardiamolo bene. Domi, no, tu fuori. Tu prepari.
Italians with Picozzi. Shakes and bakes, and then the shot to follow. And there's another one, and this time it's Imolo. So what the Italians are doing is basically giving everybody a chance to score. And there's another to add to the list. Tabani, Marletta, Avegno, Giustini, Picozzi, Bianconi, Palmieri, and Viacava, all with goals. Way through. This time is Dalua. Kept her quiet. She is the 2nd highest goal scorer for the French here. Banu being the highest, but she's not really got a sniff today. Picozzi. Carried forward, looking again for that option for the shot. That's nicely blocked this time, nicely palmed away. With Savlevich getting in the way. It was on target, but it wasn't an awful lot of force. Guillet. It's been one of the positives for the French today with that hat-trick. Danua. Guillet, captain. Will get it back probably. I'm not sure. They're going to go slightly shorter, and then the ball is thrown away. I'll say a 3-3. This was a very competitive game, and then 10 in a row. That's what really killed the French. 10 without reply for the Italians. There's another one from Viacava potentially. No, stopped this time by the French goalie. to me like they've changed. I think they have. Yeah, they have. They've got Chloe Vidal in between the posts now. Danua. Guillet. Oh, was in the right position, but that will be a foul by Fitter. And Italy can stream forward again. Only 2:09 remaining in the game. 20's not out of the question, but it's going to take a bit to get there. Viacava. Shot is coming pretty soon from quite a long way out by the looks of things. And that will be another foul. A little lob, but not much force on that. So easy claim. And there's going to be a timeout called by France. France called the timeout. Let's hear what their coach, Emilien Bougeot, has to say.
Gabi, Audrey, Juliette, 1, Estelle, 2, Louise, 3. Qu'est-ce que j'ai oublié? Camélia, non pardon, Louis, Emma, Camélia 3, Louise 4. Ok, c'est Louise qui rentre. La rotation avec Juliette au milieu. Et après, on peut insister sur les passes peut-être entre Camélia et Juliette. D'accord? Entre 1 et 3. C'est bon?
A minute and 45 remaining in the game.
Vivi! Pardon.
They
Camélia,
have
attention, Vivio!
a player advantage, I think. Yeah, Galani was just given a 20-second exclusion. So the French do have the 6-on-5, which starts now. That's with Giustini looking on to maybe find a way through. Bahia wants it. So too does Mio. And right off the head of Viacava. That's kind of how France's day has gone in recent times. When's the shot going to come? Bahia perhaps. No, that's going to take a block. Over it goes. And that amounts to nothing really. The timeout does not yield what the coach hoped it might. Avegno for Italy as we get towards the last minute of this quarterfinal, which for the most part has been dominated and dictated by the Italians. Most advanced play for them at the moment is their captain, who hasn't scored yet. It's been the exclusion for Bullock Barkey. 6-on-5 for the Italians, and that is going to be a foul on the Italian by Viacava. So, quick swim forward by Mio. Trying to do this all by herself. Look at, and then when she gets the other end, she'll look up and see who else has got a blue cap, or in this case, a dark cap. 33 seconds. Back around to Bahia. A little lob, but nice goal, nice goal. Pretty much out of keeping with the game, but Guillet has got 4. So, whilst everybody else might have been underperforming, the captain most certainly has not, and there is her 4th, and France's 7th. Last possession will go the way of the Italians, so certainly not going to see 20. Can they get one more in the time that remains? Avegno. Persistent fouling by the French here to stop them getting too close. Time is nearly done. There'll be another exclusion for the French. Looks like they're going to run out of time on this and get one more shot in. That's a good block. There won't be any more goals. Clock will run down to 0, and it's been a comprehensive win in the end thanks in no small part to 6 goals from Sofia Giustini. 17-7, and well, the French played their part, certainly for the first half anyway. After that, it was all pretty much one-way traffic. Certainly a better last quarter for the French, who scored 3 to Italy's 4, but overall, pretty comprehensive. Ultimately, Italy beating France by 17 goals to 7. It's one of those easy Player of the Match awards. No doubt that Sofia Giustini with a 6, well, no doubt in my mind anyway, she'll get it for a 6. Wasn't France's day ultimately. Say, when they got a 3-3, we're thinking maybe, but 25 shots compared to 28. Quality of the shots is the real key thing. Was those stats do not show you. They did get 7. And scored 8 against Spain, 4 against Greece. And sprints, they did with one of those. Personal fouls, nobody really got close, although actually Bahia right at the very end, last dying seconds, but the last Italian move got a 3rd, but didn't have any effect on the personnel particularly. And it should be, or certainly will be, Sofia Giustini with the Player of the Match award. Well, I say, it wasn't quite a tale of two halves, but very nearly, because France made it 3-3, and then didn't get a look in until it was 13-3, so that 10 unanswered goals absolutely transforming this game, and it was Sofia Giustini with a 6 that managed to put it inexorably in Italy's direction. And they were good quality goals too. A lot of thumbs up. The Italians, although she dominated, others got in on the act as well. 3 from Avegno and a couple from Marletta, for example. And there is our Player of the Match, almost certainly. It'd be a surprise if it's not. Yep. No doubting that. 6 goals for Sofia Giustini, and she is most certainly the Player of the Match. Scored nearly a 1/3 of the Italian goals in a high-scoring game. They're delighted. She'll be delighted, and the Italian team will be thrilled that they are in to the semi-finals. Dominant performance. 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 6 in the third. In fact, it was a bit tighter in the last one, but they still managed to win that as well. So the first of our semi-finalists is confirmed. It is Italy, and France will go into the classification game next. And we have 3 more quarterfinals to be played today. USA up next.
PM. As for now, thank you for being with us, and goodbye.